That is not supposed to happen. What the fuck? Oi. Literally, that is not supposed to fucking happen. Okay. The Archon of War hollows, a serrated shout of pain, and then even sound is consumed and there's nothing but a darkness where the Archon had kneeled. When I clench a Mark's fist, the shadow shifts again into him. Not even a trace of blood remains.
Ha!
Well, he's dead.
With that unpleasant business out of the way, we change course to another serious matter. One that puts into question your conduct as a member of Kairos' loyal followers. You have made quite a name for yourself, Fatebinder. Stories of your deeds have spread through the tiers, and all of them have reached this court. Some actions have consequences. We will see what your actions have wrought. The court has its own charges to present, and invites you to answer for yourself.
I expected as much. Bring on your charges.
The trial begins now. I recommend that you treat these moments with deserving gravity, as they might be your last. Don't attempt to lie or evade answers. I will judge you in the objective eyes of our overlord. Is that understood?
Yes, Your Honor.
At least your civility remains intact. You are on trial for transgressing on the Overlord's authority, breaking the laws of the Empire, bringing mayhem to an otherwise orderly conquest, and meddling in concerns that fell beyond your station. Our directive to bring Kairos' peace to the tiers has suffered, and you will answer for the part you played.
If you don't mind, Adjudicator, we are on familiar terms with the Fatebinder here. Should any inconsistencies require our input, we will add our voices as testimony. She nods as Regas and then turns to you with an unreadable expression.
The court has inquiries into your conduct. I first call your travel companions to speak on your behalf as witnesses to your character or accomplices to your crimes.
Cross my fingers, cause I got high loyalty from these guys.
Who will speak on behalf of the Fatebinder? Scarlet Fury, you who sacrificed your old life for this one, step forward.
Me? As if the likes of me has any business speaking in a grand hall before the Archon. Why, I've murdered enough folk to stack their bodies up to the podium 10 times over. Your Honor. The Fatebinder and I get along like a couple of cats. We scratch here and there, but there's respect to be had. Sometimes I think we agree on too much, but can't fight everyone. I suppose I've had worse bosses, and I suppose I've had better friends. But this one's something special. I've killed for him, and I'll do it again.
Hey.
Will anyone else speak on the Fatebinder's behalf? Let the aged chronicler step forward.
Entry.
If it may please the court, I will speak true. I have had the honor and privilege of shadowing the Archon. A dream come true for someone so eager to witness history in the unfolding. I can say, with conviction, I am following greatness.
No voice line? God damn it. And if required, I could produce my travelogue to back my claims. I have noted the good with the bad, and I think you'll find the Archon has been a force of order and balance. Exactly what you want from a Fatebinder.
Will anyone else speak on the Fatebinder's behalf? Let the Beast Woman come forward and offer testimony. I would hear her speak.
Don't fuck this up.
Archon barks orders at Beast Woman? Thinks kids in Shadow will obey?
She cocks her head to one side and stares at the Archon for a long moment, her lips twisted with barely contained violence. Then, with a puffed heave, she lopes forward.
Beast woman follows only toughest, most vicious elf.
She puffs out her bare chest, proud and flaunting.
Alpha the kills in shadow has slain and rip-slaughtered ruthlessly, leaving trail of prize corpses through all of Tyr's lands. His best fighter can make even ironclads flee, yelping in fear. Will not find better predator elsewhere.
Thank you, Beast Woman.
Will anyone else speak on the Fatebinder's behalf?
Evidently not. The time has come for the Fatebinder to offer his testimony. You entered the old walls, a clear violation of Kairos' law. How do you answer for this perversion of justice? Do you think yourself above the law? My only trespass came in pursuit of trespassers that I might punish their transgressions. The circumstances you describe have no precedent, but I trust your reasoning. Agents of my court are not immune to the law, but your position was an impossible one. Ah, shit. You sent the forge-bound master to the voices of Narot, where Kairos only knows what awful fate she suffered. She was under my protection. Her craft could be replicated in time. The confidence of the Archon could not. You proposed that it was a sacrifice for the good of the campaign. Between the conquest and the rebellion, we faced losses by the thousands already. If the death of one smith could prevent even the worst devastation, then I'll allow it. Ever since you arrived in the Tiers, you have proven stubbornly tight-lipped. Your speech is often stilled as if by some great terror or apprehension. Can you even answer this anomaly, or are you too simple to manage it? In my dispensation of justice, I find it to be the most useful to let others do the talking while I observe and allow them to incriminate themselves. That is a better justification than I had suspected. Thank you for satisfying my curiosity.
I have one final question, Fatebinder. You were brought to this campaign to adjudicate the disagreements between the two armies. After your arrival, matters quickly escalated into a civil war. Did you knowingly join the conquest of the Tiers to sow discord in your wake, or were you merely a victim of circumstance?
Let's see. I recognized the Archon's corruption from the start. It was only a matter of time before they turned on each other, and I was prepared for that eventually.
If you anticipated a failure on this scale, you should have informed
shit.
me, or else worked to avoid it rather than pit combatants against each other. I am finished with my line of questioning. Have you any closing remarks for the court?
Though I ever strive to bring peace and order to this shattered region, I recognize that our work is an uphill battle, and well worth the struggle.
The way you frame it, the conquest sounds like a matter of true personal investment.
Does it?
Most curious. After weighing the charges, this court finds you
Oh boy.
innocent. Against all reason or expectation, I find you innocent.
Oh,
Your
holy
testimony
shit.
was sufficient to justify your deeds, your self-appointed authority, and your undermining of Kairos' law. I can hardly believe it myself.
Tunen raises a trembling hand to his mask. Adjudicator, are you unwell? Rogales takes a cautious step. Leave him. I want to see how this plays out. Callio leaps forward with interest, leans in forward.
Archon, your presentation in the court today has shaken many of my core beliefs. Things I held sacred under Kairos' law are now uncertain.
He looks at his gavel with a sense of bewilderment.
I once thought that Kairos was the sole overlord. The notion of rising to her echelon of power and influence wasn't a concept that existed for me, for anyone. You have proven her wrong. What's more, you understand justice and law better than she ever did. Better than even...
Upon his mask, the corners of his eyes crinkle in agony.
I am willing to accept you as my new sovereign, if you'll have me.
I accept. Together we will rewrite the law and lay the groundwork for a new empire.
My gavel and my justice are yours. I will execute your laws as you draft them, show mercy as you see fit, and bring to ruin all who would reject you.
Oh, lag. Oh, is that it? Oh, there we go. Oh, hello, Bleeding Mark. Silently, Bleeding Mark sees from the shadows. He glides forward, palming two black-bladed daggers as his eyes dart between you and Tunen.
Adjudicator, kid.
He greets both of you with a curt bow nod before stating his claim.
Allow this blade to cut to the point. I have an objection, or two.
He twirls both daggers, fingers moving deftly in and out of shadow, the moment nearly hypnotic and wholly blurred, and all the while, his brightly burning eyes bore into yours. Buddy, oh pal of mine, what is the problem? Oh, okay. Slowly, he swivels his head side to side, staring at with a single-minded intensity. His muscles coil tightly as he is a black adder poising to strike, but then he sucks in a sharp breath, and the tension slithers from his body like a shadow retreating from the light.
Don't distract me while I'm on the job, kid.
Archon of Shadows has come, thinking to kill Alpha to Beast Woman. But human who hides in darkness will not so easily survive against Shadow Hunter.
He flicks his gaze to the Beast Woman, a creature born from darkness, a ruthless apex killer with an affinity for shadows much like himself. And though he says nothing, you can sense jaw clenching as he weighs his odds against you and this predator who can see through his strikes, who can even pierce even his shadowed self.
Look, it's not like I have a grudge against you. I just can't let you live on Kairos' orders. I'm sure you understand.
I can tell you've been waiting for this, and she told you this personally, did she?
Kairos has given me free reign of action to protect the Overlord's interests. The semantics are of little concern to her, though I admit they will greatly affect you.
It would appear the court headsman is determined to make his stand. Under normal circumstances, I would curb this behavior with a swift execution. However, we have long since abandoned normalcy. There will be a trial by combat then. Bledenmark's claim against your own. Justice will win out, and the will of the true Overlord will be evident for the living to witness. You may begin when ready, Archon.
In that case, I'm happy to settle this with bloodshed. Blood for the Blood God. Without further word or warning, the Archon of Shadow dissipates into darkness. The lights of the room flicker and dim as he searches for an attack.
Your trial begins anew, Archon. Prepare to defend your title, your innocence, and your very life.
Bring it.
Now shadow hunts shadow, but Beastwoman's claws can wound even darkness. Can make shadows bleed and howl.
Bring it.
We'll kill, maim, slaughter. We'll rip, maul, and devour Archon of Darkness for Alpha.
Bring it. Okay, where's me? I'll put you in a genjutsu. No, god damn it. Wait, can I not hit him? What the fuck?
Sorry, you can't.
Can I not hit him with magic? Okay, apparently I can't hit him with magic. In that case, I'll buff myself. Oh shit. There we go. Now I can put you into genjutsu. An illusion. Oh, he's immune to prone. Well then. Wish I knew that beforehand.
I'll tear your skeleton out by your ass.
Wow, I'm getting fucked up.
Will do.
The trick is to keep twisting.
Okay, I'll hit you with this then.
Till you hear the snap.
I'm getting too old for this.
Oh, sweet. Good time for you to level up. Just gonna increase your might. Ah, yes, excellent timing. Where's your sword ability? Alright, and I guess I'll use mine. Wow, I have a low-ass chance of hitting him.
New battle scars.
Damn thing could. Here's cloth.
Where are my other spells? Oh right, I also have these. Alright, Furious Rage, baby.
Fall before me.
Am I on fire? Oh shit, I think I might be on fire. Ow, ow, ow. Oh, is he vanishing again? Son of a bitch. Oh my god, he's screaming as he's burning himself to death. Well, as he is burning to death, not burning himself, but yeah. Alright, kills in shadow. Let's combo one with this guy. Oh shit. Okay. Oh shit. I'll strike you with this. Wait, I'm not. Oh, good time to level up, Lantry. Just gonna boost that shit up. Oh, that's actually really good. Well, excellent timing for you to learn this move. Wheel of Ages. Wait, this is the... slowed, yep. What? I can't learn that. Oh, no. Buff me.
On it.
Okay. Any more combo wombo skills? Can we not hit him? Oh my god, we can't fucking hit him. Okay, I'm gonna hit you with this then.
I'll tear your skeleton out by your ass!
Shadow Wave. He vanished. Where the fuck did you go? Oh, he's right there. Wait. Get him! Get him! Stomp that motherfucker! Man, Kills in Shadow is really destroying him.
Humans did not see Beast Woman's miss. Nope.
Man, we are destroying him.
This weapon is entirely worthless.
Oh, motherfucker. Oh wait, we got him. Golden, glowering eyes widen with surprise. The Archon tumbles to the ground, coughing blood as dark as shadows that billow and ebb around him. He clutches at his shattered ribs and grins.
Look at you. The surprise of a lifetime.
He gasps, drowning as his lungs filled with blood. The light in his eyes dims as his pupils see blackness, expanding to fill the whole of his eyes. A look of meaning passes between you, his fingers digging into the ground.
Don't die too easily. Won't look good for me. This brightness is blinding.
Master, if you'll join me upstairs, I will pledge fealty to you in the lawful manner.
Very well. Stab the shit out of him. Oh, time to loot. Binding of Shadows. And what's this? Paradox. Okay. Ah, an artifact. Sick.
Right.
Oh yeah, I guess we should also loot, should loot Graven Ash's staff. What do we got here? Two-handed. Neat. What's this? Ash's favor. Yoink. Excellent. Now, if you excuse me, I will step up here. Oh, I think I know why, because Rivan must have got down in that fight. Well then. Here we are. Well, to be honest, the fight was actually pretty easy. We destroyed Bleeding Mark. Yeah, he really did not live up to his name, but I guess it was mainly Kills in Shadow who kicked the shit out of him, because...
Archon.
Yeah.
Change has come to the Tears, and in time it will reach the Empire itself. You are the agent of that change, and even I could not have predicted what impossible heights you would reach. The time has come to take up the gun and usher in a new age of structure and law to the Tears.
Indeed. Kneel.
You will henceforth define justice for the rest of us. I will follow your lead and endeavor to follow your design.
Your loyalty and confidences are appreciated.
As the ruling Archon of the Tears, I submit to your authority and thank you for bringing order out of chaos.
Looks around.
Go and represent the strength of law. Be the example the Tears require, the force that keeps them together, and the hope for their future under one rule. Let your justice know no mercy but that which you impose. Civilization itself will bend according to your design. Never forget this.
I do a mental dab at this success. But yes, Rivan is now in a seat of power. Anyway, time to rest, because Rivan's kind of fucked up from that fight. We're just gonna set up a camping station inside of the court, by decree of the Archon of Spires. Anyway. Well, I guess there's only one thing left to do. Well, actually, wait, I want to speak to my companions first before I do anything. Kills in Shadow?
Alpha to Kills in Shadow smells good. Like mountain dew. Makes Beast Woman blood stir. Run hot. Makes Beast Woman want to hunt, bite, rot. Shadow Hunter fought hard for Alpha, yep. Helped slaughter Archon, who strikes from darkness, who thought to kill Alpha.
Wow, who knew that Kills in Shadow was a complete counter against the Archon?
Livers. Was good. Bitter fresh.
Yeah, who knew Kills in Shadow was a literal counter against the Archon of Shadows? It's good to have you on my side. The Beast Woman snorts.
Alpha to Kills in Shadow slay disfavored, called Graven Ash. Oh, wish Beast Woman could have helped with ironclad slaughter. Would have liked to rend muscle from bone, rip torn skin, mauled and mangled, until dead many more than 5 times over.
The beast woman sighs, languishing in the thought.
Fatebinder wants Beast Woman?
Any good hunts lately,
Oh,
smile?
yep. And many more than... Chased human called Bronze Brother.
Okay.
Should have made Chase...
Lantry.
Greetings, Archon. How may I assist?
Let us discuss current
Of
matters.
course. How can I help?
Kairos has unleashed a feud amongst us Archons. Thoughts?
This feels like a logical continuation of Kairos' Edict of Execution. The Archons are still not playing nicely, and so Kairos would let his children fight it out for the title of Lord of the Tears. All the other Archons are in the same boat, so I suspect even your ally, the Voices of Narat, is maneuvering against you as we speak. I hope you have something up your sleeve to deal with this strange bedfellow of ours. Of course. How can I help?
At your service,
First.
Fatebinder. What do you need?
I want to ask about our travels.
What did you have in mind?
What do you think of our present circumstances? Well and fail, it falls to us to decide which of the Archons is fit to rule the Tears. I guess that means killing off the rest, getting them to bow, or bending the knee yourself. I pick anything but that. Zigzagging around the Tears, pissing off authorities as we go. I suppose there are worse ways to occupy one's time. Very well. Right. Let's get to the fucking cacophony. Oh man, it's quite a long trip. Well, I guess that kinda just saved us the trouble from from killing Graven Ash. We literally just had the court do it for us. Now that is called efficiency. Saved us the trouble. Especially when we could end up getting fucked up by a bunch of disfavored, because the disfavored are no joke. Because I got down so many times from that guy, from the fight at, oh, what was that place called? Lethian's Crossing, yeah. Oh boy. Well, in the end, it turned out to be in our favor. We have the entire court on our side, well except Bleeded Mark, who we fucking stabbed to death in a trial by combat. Oh well, we win. We still won anyway, and my power has increased, so I can literally spam the shit out of edicts on whoever I want. But anyway, loading. Come on. Yeah. Oh, oh. Oh. Well, a bit late. You're kind of late on that one. Okay. Well, it's time to meet the Voices of Nod and tell him the good news. The disfavored are fucking gone. Reduced to atoms. And Rivan finally got revenge for the slaughter of his tribe because of the fucking disfavored who slaughtered the something vipers. I forgot the name of the tribe, but it was something vipers. But yeah, pretty much. Well, Voices of Narot, Arcana Secrets. I have good news for you. The Disparate are literally gone. Dead. Slaughtered.
And with the downfall of Graven Ash, the children of the North threw up their hands and cried of their unending sorrow. Ah, it's you! We were drafting our memoirs of the Civil War's end. We'll be sure to mention your contribution in the footnotes. Not that anyone will read them. But you didn't come to discuss history. Kairos' decree looms over our heads and cannot be ignored. Now that you've whetted your appetite on the Archon of War, we hope you're still hungry for a challenge.
Bow to me. You've been a fair ally, and I would prefer not to destroy you.
Oh, your wrath and ambition is just adorable. Really it is. So too is your stupidity. We have been conquering kingdoms since before your great-grandparents festered in the womb. You will bow to us, child, and you will know your place. The implications of this culling can't have escaped you. Only one Archon may rule the tiers, and you are nothing if not one of us. You understand what must happen next.
Smoke escapes his mask, suddenly recedes. As if sucked in by a great inhalation, he taps the scepter to the side of his head with a resounding thump. Very well. I do not wish to fight you. I want to pledge my fealty to you.
A budding Archon and servant of the court wishes to bend the knee before our magnificence? What a fascinating turn. What a fascinating turn. Turn!
The Voices pauses to consider the possibilities.
No gesture of fealty is complete without its offering. No rings or promises will do, no. The offering must be made. Sacrifice before us. A sacrifice, he said. And a sacrifice we meant.
The flames licking his shoulder flare up momentarily, forming a pair of question marks.
Those who travel with you, one of them must be delivered to us as a gesture of good faith. Good faith, we say. What happens to them is none of your concern, save that it is the price of your supplication. If you are indeed an Archon, you should value them as tools alone, made for your use and disposal.
Well then, some of the flames from under the Voices collar leap up in a violent motion.
Vicious Archon wants packmate to be sated? Would give Alpha and Beast Woman best chance to survive.
We can't have you staring into space in the final hour of your disobedience. If you will supplicate, you will do so with a fitting sacrifice. Sacrifice!
The voice of his core personality grows in intensity, grating at your inner ear. The Archon of Secrets chuckles quietly, the green flames dance around his body. Rivan would look to his followers, then over to the Archon of Secrets. Well, I mean, despite the loyalty he's gained with his followers, Rivan is more, he much prefers to himself to survive over his other companions, because, despite the kinship and friendships he's made along the way, he still has his instinct for self-preservation, rather than, well, honor and loyalty. Because again, he was raised by beast people, for fuck's sake. He values his own survival over others, so yeah. And given the fact that we are surrounded by many soldiers of the Scarlet Chorus, not to mention there are other beast people that we have recently brought into their ranks, Yeah, I'm not liking our chances. Well, Rivan isn't liking our chances, so realistically, Rivan would no choice but to agree to these terms. So, yeah. I agree to these terms. You can have one of my companions.
Joyous news, Archon! Which of your vibrant and delectable friends will be joining us?
Ponder my options. Having been all too eager to help, versus most certainly the voice is a spy, and this is the chance to harvest all that she's learned. He likely thinks he'll hand her over as she's already his to some degree. At the same time, versus willingly bow to Narat, this was fate that could have come to her at any time. Of all your followers, she must have pondered this fate. She would be the most prepared for it, and if her submissive obedience to you were to become a surface trait of the voice's personalities, fear would be the dominant message. You could sacrifice kills in shadow to the Archon. With no evidence of any voices being beastmen, Kairos only knows that what would happen. Kills in Shadow's mind is unlike any human. Its alien ferocity could unhinge the Archon. At best, her overwhelming loyalty to you could take root in the Archon, giving you power sway. At worst, her mind would teach Narat everything she knows about you, and everything she knows about killing. You could always give him Lantry, though he's been keeping close notes on you, and there's no knowing what little detail Narat might find usable. With luck, Lantry's faithful nature might be what surfaces. If the Archon had Lantry's feelings for you, his surrender would be all but instant.
Oh, now you feel like contemplating the infinite.
Strokes chin. Lantry, it's time.
Yes, I should. It just makes sense that,
Lantry grips his hands in his face and mutters a stretched out cuss.
I'm old. I've had a good run. This is how it should be. Archon, you need this, so I will do as you ask. You know what I'm about to ask in return. Make sure the whole record is told. The good parts and the bad.
He takes a moment to lick his quill dry and begins unhitching scroll cases from his bandolier and setting aside sheets of paper into a pile on the ground, patting the stack with an affectionate smile. Your service will be remembered for all of history.
Then I go with a measure of peace. Thank you.
He bows with a smile, then turns to face the Archon of Secrets, with a pale grimace of feigned courage.
Never fear for your knowledge, Scribbler. It will reside within us, eternal and growing.
Well, fingers crossed, hopefully that his personality will override the others, and make him surrender to us. You got this, Lantry. You got this. Don't worry, Lantry, you got this. Oh my god. Holy shit. Oh, so that's what it looks like when you simulate someone. Huh. Paved with
Well,
enchant.
this is peculiar. I can see better than I have in the last 2 decades. Though, of course, everything is green.
Lantry.
Is that you, Fatebinder? You look different from here. There's a certain glow about you. Don't know how I could have missed it before.
He turns to his corpse and pauses for a moment of silent reflection. Are you okay in there? Do you have things under control?
For the moment, I was always good at organizing my ideas into rows and columns, and that seems to apply here.
Any insights from your new memories?
I know lifetimes of facts and perspectives. There's so much to parse. Not enough seconds to sift and savor it all. I don't even know what I know yet.
Well, this is strange, but I'm glad to have you back. You can help me lead the Scarlet Chorus.
Not the career I envisioned, but I'm not about to turn my nose up at a second chance. Maybe I can talk some sense into the gang bosses, or reorganize them based on their strengths.
Landry quietly mutters to himself as he hatches a plan.
So weird not having lips. The voices of Narat knew a bit of what's coming next. Kairos is marching on the tiers. They were initially coming down to deal with whomever tried to evade the culling of the Archons. Now, they are coming for you.
Indeed.
Narat hoped to offer you up to Kairos in hopes of escaping punishment for the Civil War, and he was readying a contingency plan to march on our holdings at Vendrian's Well. Big surprise. Hold on. Someone in here has a question, and now I'm back. I'll get used to this.
Well, what do you think I should do? Aren't you now an expert on, well, everything?
I'd recommend a course of action that does not involve committing our warriors. Pox, Archon of Ruin, is among those inbound, and such pestilence will rip through the filthy camps.
Oh.
It'll be suicide.
Ooh. Well, that's not good. Landry is slain. Landry has been knocked out with 10 wounds and is now permanently dead. Well, congratulations, Landry. You're now immortal. No longer will you... Yep. No longer will you continue journeying in an old frail body. But instead...
Caring too much.
Shut up, Rivan. But instead... You will now venture in a new body, with more knowledge and power than you had before. Such is a blessing I have given you, Landry. All according to Keikaku. Pushes up glasses. Little did the voices of Narat knew that I had a companion who was so loyal to me that he will override all of his personalities at once for him to take control, therefore leading the entire Scarlet Chorus to bow under my command. All according to Keikaku. Anyway. To the mountain spire. Because now we gotta deal with, fucking Kairos trying to... get rid of me now that I have the power to literally create magic nukes. And launch them at whatever place I want it to be launched. So, yeah. Well, I have Tunin on my side. I have Tunin's entire court on my side. And I have the entire Scarlet Chorus on my side. Well, we're gonna need all the forces we can get to take out fucking Kairos. Because now, this is a new age. An age where we liberate the tiers and all other countries from Kairos' rule. Their tyranny shall no longer reign further. Anyway. I guess you could say her tyranny will end soon. Anyway. issue an edict upon the Northern Kingdom. Oh, well, time to nuke it. Well, wait, hold on.
I got it.
Before I do that, well, before we nuke the Northern Kingdom, and which is where Kairos' empire is located, let us save our game to remember this moment, where I will drop a literal nuke on top of their country. Well, Kairos made a sore mistake, giving me power. You know, time to think about it. It was technically if the Disfavored had killed Rivan when he was a child, along with his tribe, then, to be honest, this wouldn't have been the downfall of Kairos. But unfortunately, Kairos did not think this part through for the long term. Anyway, the waves of energy radiating from the spire draw you forward, pressing your body and mind to the eager its embrace. At the center of this tide, the resonator stands ready to broadcast your voice, echoing your commandments to the farthest reaches of the tiers and beyond. From here, the highest point in all the peninsula, you could, with the sum total of your effort, project your will far north, past the edge of the tiers, and proclaim your edict as far as the lands of the Northern Empire. Relax for a moment and ponder the situation. With your work here and all the tiers all but complete, you take a deep breath of the cool, tranquil spire air and allow yourself a moment to think. By the letter of Kairos' orders, you have done all that is asked. You delivered the edict of execution and brought the Archons to heal as ordered. While you have victory of the moment to savor, you find yourself wanting answers. Only the Archons have met Kairos, and while you are now counted among these luminaries, the battlefield promotion was hardly the revealing initiation rite you long imagined of all Archons' experience. Looking back on the events of the war, it seems implausible that this moment has caught Kairos' entirety by surprise. Half a league beneath your feet sits Ascension Hall. Had the Edict of Execution not been stopped, the resulting deaths would have done the work of the Civil War and the culling of the Archons. And had it not been you to resolve the Edict of Execution, who else would that person be standing where you now stand? You made no secret of your loyalty to Kairos, and you smile at the realization that if the Archon, the Overlord, is indeed prescient, this victory was enabled by the will of Kairos. But now the question lingers in your mind. Have you been placed in this position because Kairos expects you to be loyal, or because Kairos expects you to be contrary? And are those mutually exclusive? It can be no accident that the resolution of the Edict of Execution ordered someone to liberate the base of the spire, and it can be no coincidence that the culling of the Archons and the Civil War have brought much carnage Kairos initially sought to inflict with that fateful edict. Now, would Rivan go against Kairos at this point? Any requests?
Alpha should bite at foes with fire and blood, venom and darkness. To watch flaring, fleeing humans lit as fires and shadow. Want to listen to death yowls consumed by crackling flames.
Can you turn everyone out? Can you turn everyone inside out, or make them piss rings? I'll make them piss rings. Damn it. Can't decide. You figure it out. I'll just be in the way. This probably amounts to a declaration of war against Kairos, the Overlord. Ready? Back at the Spire, everyone's favorite destination for pissing off Kairos. This has been a long time coming, Fatebinder. I'm ready, but I hope you prepare for whatever's ahead.
Beast Woman and Alpha to Kills in Shadow have slaughtered many tough challengers and fight for survival. Have hunted Archons and ravaged whole armies. If Kairos was in Tears Lands, Shadowhunter would tear out human Prima's throat, consume fear-flooded heart, and scent-mark humans' mangled bones. Alpha too would do the same. Beginning of new season of time to hunt human called Overlord.
If I do not show Kairos my ability to cast the Edict is more than a one-time thing, the attacks will never stop. Striking the Overlord where it hurts. Good. I hope the old codpiece feels from his throne room. Take your best swing. She nods the resonator at the center of the spire. Spire awaits your command. Well, time to declare war against Kairos. Now, what would I do? Well, I'd hit him with the same edict that was used to burn down the ancient archives. The silent archives. Kairos, I'm coming for you. This isn't over.
The Tears have been conquered, unified at last under a single banner. Your edict brings devastation and ruin to the Northern Empire. Some believe the edict to be Kairos' work. Others hope, or fear, that this edict comes from a new voice.
I'm sorry for the frames.
Kairos' forces withdraw from their march upon the Tears, as they are sent into disarray by your edict. United under the Scarlet Banner, the Tearsmen are reborn as your loyal servants, bound to you by fear and shared victory. The Overlord's conquest of the known world has come to a halt, and the whisper of a challenger to Kairos' power slowly spreads throughout the land.
That's right. I nuked the Empire. Your Edict of Fire ignites an unstoppable conflagration in the northern capital, reducing the buildings to cinders and sending walls of fire through populated streets. Before anyone knew what was happening, the flames had already burnt out of control. All who suffer cry out in agony and confusion that Kairos would allow such a fate to befall the city. As chaos ensued in the northern kingdom, the armies marching on the Tears received an unprecedented order. The armies were to fall back into the capital and ensure the safety of its people from the edict. For the first time in Kairos' great conquest, the armies retreated, Soon questions would be asked in a hushed breath across the lands about what new and terrible power had emerged that could force the hand of the Overlord. You fulfilled Kairos' decree, and all the tiers is now ruled by a single Archon. Your former rivals have either submitted to you or perished, bringing civil war to a close. In their pride, the Disfavored never imagined themselves beaten, especially when their opponents appeared so disorganized. The last remnants of the Legion dispersed, their general destroyed, their honor broken beyond mending. The scorn that follows then their humbled ranks haunts them even in the depths of obscurity. You earned the loyalty of the Scarlet Chorus by subduing the voices of Narat. The war bosses pledged themselves to your cause, presenting limbs and riches as tribute. Unsuited to your peacetime, your personal army continues to swell its ranks through bloody conscription, brutalizing the tiers and preparing to stand against Kairos' inevitable retaliation. Allowing the voices of Narat to consume your companion turned out to be a tactical stroke of genius. What remained of the Archon of Secrets is yours to command. Upon the last of the opposition, some whisper of your strange betrayal, shocked that you manipulated your ally to such an end, but you don't heed the misgivings of the weak. Under your guidance, those who resisted the conquest and sowed discontent are vanquished, the rebellion brought to a decisive end. Any lingering questions of who is true ruler of the tiers is answered by your impact on the reconstructed nation. Word of your success spreads beyond the tiers as well. Even the most distant corners of the Empire whisper of the Fatebinder who rose to become an Archon, and an Archon whose intervention shattered the conquest, making way for a new future in the devastated nation. Uniting the tiers under the banner of the Scarlet Chorus was never your directive, and yet you performed it admirably, consolidating the Overlord's forces under your rule and grooming the tiers for their place in a new order. The same people who once hurled curses across a sea soon learn think of themselves as part of a greater whole, extending beyond their modest borders. With the Edict of Stone dispelled, the earth settles around the Stone Sea, ushering a new age of verdant growth and prosperity. The country may never resemble the glorious realm of Azure, but with new life many things become possible. The memory of Cairn as a great force of destruction remains as a monument of inert rock. Most agree that the world is better without the Archon of Stone, as the people of Azure begin to slowly reclaim the land that was once torn asunder by its power. With the Edict of Stone dispelled to ensure that humans will once again populate the former realm of Azure, the Stonestalker tribe is gradually pushed out of their new territory, and those who don't resist are enslaved, put to work rebuilding a new human settlements. The death of Radix is a huge blow to the Disfavored. Without the support of the Mage Guild, the Legion finds itself outclassed for the first time and suffers on the battlefield. The Edict of Storms never stops its relentless assault on the ruins of mighty stalwart. Sentinels stand, he falls further into disrepair, the wind walls separating it from any would-be conquerors. The fate of those inside the fortress still remain a mystery. You played the Censor's game and emerged victorious, retrieving the silent archive from the Vellum Citadel. When asked to turn it over, you decided it was better off in your possession instead. You sent the Censor to the cacophony as a gift for the voices of the rot. When you handed the Vellum Citadel to the Scarlet Chorus, you consigned centuries of knowledge to the pitiless treatment of marauding gangs. There is no telling how much history and lore their irrelevant hands ripped from the world. You only know that the Scarlet Chorus took pleasure in their work. The sages are all but wiped from the tiers. What remains of their hoarded knowledge is vulnerable, as likely to be misused as destroyed. The damage done to the intellectual core of the region is likely beyond reversal. Though small groups would be scholars, gain influence from time to time, the setback is ultimately too vast to overcome. The Scarlet Chorus rules Lethian's Crossing with signature cruelty. They perform regular midnight raids against the homes of businesses, making examples of the locals and keeping dissenters in check. Locked doors and shuttered windows become the new standard of life as citizens grow into a new sense of fear and paranoia. By returning the Mage Banehelm to Lethian's Crossing, you ensure that the Bane will not be able to get into the city. For the time being, the threat of the Bane incursion is dispelled. The settlers are grateful to go about their lives unburdened by this peril, though knowing how close they came to annihilation haunts them. They hope that the security you provided endures. Sending the Forge-bound Master to the Voices of Narat strikes a heavy blow to the Forge-bound, and the very art of ironsmithing suffers terrible setbacks. It takes many years of recovery to relearn the delicate subtlety of crafting fine weapons and arms. The Forge-bound continue to create weapons, but their quality is suspect. By enacting an edict on Benjarian's Well, you announced your power to the world and showed Kairos' forces what you were capable of. When you defeated their leader and scattered the army before you, it sent the message to Kairos: a new Archon is born. While the edict is dissipated, its effects will always be felt as the first true threat to Kairos' rule. The death of Graven Ash means the end of the Disfavored. Without the comfort and support of the great general, what remains of the Legion sinks into hopelessness. The Archon's seat is left vacant, and whether or not it can be occupied again is a heated topic. From this place of his final rest, the Northern Empire mourns its fallen son. Swaying the Voices of Narat to your side was an outcome that few could have predicted, least of all the Archon himself. With your companion steering the Archon's will, you bring full power of the Scarlet Chorus to bear against your enemies, and learn a few trade secrets from your unexpected ally, the Voices of Narat. And his galleries of madness and wisdom are yours to explore. Tudin the Educator continues to dispense justice from his seat in the Bastard City. He follows the laws you craft to the letter, advising on any meticulous changes you lack the time or the patience to draft. Without his aid, the task of keeping order in the tiers would be nigh impossible. The death of Leader Mark deprived the world of a most capable murderer. One less bedtime story to scare the children is no significant loss, though you can't help but glance at the dark corners of every room and feel as if something is watching you. Bleeded Mark will always cast a long shadow on your life. The death of Graven Ash left Barak a shadow of his former self. He continues to follow you for a time, as much out of habit as a reflex. All agree that there's nothing of him left under the iron shell. He departs your company without a word, assuming a position at the crossroads where he himself allows himself to rust as solid as any statue. Verse finds herself adrift in the relative peace that follows your conquest. She returns to the field and seeks out young women from rural committees, imparting her fighting skills to the most passionate. Over the course of many apprentices, she follows the Voices Narat's example and forms a personal army, a callous sisterhood. Verse proves to be a strict teacher, and you hire her services often, confident that she'll be able to take any assignment where there's blood to be spilled. The Voices of Lantry adapts to his new role with surprising ease. He surrounds himself with countless scribes and spends his days spouting off the knowledge from every personality trapped inside his new body. He also requests a dedicated apothecary and instructs him to begin creating. You're not quite sure what concoctions of the Voices of Lantry has his assistant brew. You're not sure what to know, but you do notice one day that all those sages are using a brand of new emerald ink. Exhausted from fighting, Ebb shifts her focus to the broken school of Tidecasters. She recruits as many talented students as possible, but apprentices are difficult to find in the tense post-war tiers. The few who are drawn to her teaching show promise, and Ebb has little doubt that the Tidecasters can return to their former strength in less than a decade or two. The going will be hard for some time, though. Tales in Shadow shows little interest in cleaning up the tiers after your victory. Instead, she takes it upon herself to hunt down every disfavored soldier in the country. You hear frequent word of maulings and disappearances among Kairos' ranks, perpetrated by the beasts of legendary ferocity. Though you could no doubt track down your wayward companion, you let her continue the bloody work of equal parts respect and fear. Siren, the Archon of Song, never lent her voice to your cause. After spending time in Lethian's Crossing gathering followers, she disappeared from the tiers before your personal conquest was done. Stories reach your ears occasionally telling of a young woman with a hypnotic voice, and wonder what marvels you could have accomplished with her in your charge. Though you once professed loyalty to Kairos, popular belief holds that the world cannot support two overlords, and now you represent a threat to the established order. This leaves your future in question, with one certainty. When Kairos retaliates, you will be ready. From the perch atop of the ancient spire, you can see the hints of the Northern Empire just beyond the mountains at your command. Horns shout a triumphant cry across the valley, heralding the end of one long campaign and the beginning of another. And so brings the end of Rivan's journey. Well, Rivan's reincarnation. Anyway, I don't give a shit about this credit screen. Alright, get this over with. Alright, speedrun. A lot of credits. You can tell a lot of people put a lot of hard work into this game. Well, so brings the end of Rivan's reincarnated journey. But of course, when one journey ends, there is another playthrough, another character, another reincarnation, another journey. I thank you all once again, and also for having to deal with this fucking stream lag and shit like that, but hopefully it will get better from here. But anyway, I bid you all farewell.